Hi, welcome along to AFTV. We've got Lewis here today from Blues Fans TV, of course, Chelsea channel, the biggest Chelsea channel. And we are here to discuss one thing and one thing only, and that, of course, is the big one. Arsenal visiting Stamford Bridge to take on Chelsea. Hasn't been a happy hunting ground for us over the years. We're hoping that that's going to be able to change, but should be a good game. When we played each other, which was just a few weeks ago, which is the weird thing about this game. I said the other day that we only just played you and we're playing you again. Did you find that weird?
You lot didn't have enough of it last time.
Oh, here he goes. He started already. He started already. But we only just played the other day, just before Christmas. And here we are, we're playing again.
Premier League fixtures for you, isn't it?
Yeah. It's crazy. And of course, you know, really looking forward to the game. Hopefully it'll be better than the last one when you robbed us.
Hopefully it's better for us. A couple more goals this time. It was too easy for you lot in the first game.
But it was a close game the first time around,
I'll give you that. 80 minutes I was thinking, we're actually going to lose 1-0. Actually going to lose 1-0 away. And the way we turned it around, it was crazy. It was so crazy.
With the help of the referee. Now I'm going to ask you again, right? Because I've got you here now. You've been able to reflect on it for a long time. Jorginho should have been sent off, shouldn't he?
Same way David Luiz should have been sent off. Here's the thing, we can go on about the ref. The ref was bad for both teams. That's as far as I'll go.
That was a critical moment, wasn't it? Because Jorginho should have been sent off. Then he goes and scores.
I'll give you that was a critical moment because before we put Jorginho on the pitch anyway, because he didn't even start, we brought him on like 30 minutes. That 30 minutes you lot were piping us. And we couldn't throw a long ball to save our lives. Rudiger was just hitting either touchline with him. Same way with either the midfielders. As soon as we brought Jorginho on, the tempo of the game completely changed. We had more control. So I will give you that. Jorginho staying on the pitch was a key point, but the referee was poor for both teams. There was hella decisions that weren't going our way. I remember that David Luiz kick on Kante. I remember that entire first half when nothing went our way. That ref was just abysmal, but that's just Premier League refs.
Yeah, that's true. We had another one at the weekend with Mike Dean.
Tell me about it.
Now, have Chelsea been getting on since that game? Because you're still sitting like in the top four.
Yeah, but it's like last season though. It's like last season where we're just top four because the other teams behind us are just car crashes. And they're not capitalising on our mistakes. I mean, look at the last game. Newcastle was terrible. And
that was unbelievable.
94th minute winner after a 6-hour coach. Yeah, it was 6 hours on the coach and 6 hours back. It was so depressing.
You know what? Those ones are horrible, innit? When it's the last minute. I mean, those sort of games, you're like,
I want to jump off the upper tier.
Already you're feeling bad because you're like, we've been all over them and they're going to nick a point. And then they nick all three. The
way they celebrated when they got that 93rd minute corner, it's like they knew we were just dead at set pieces. And what did they do? They put it in the net. But that's been a big problem for us this season. Our midfield is set pieces, crossing. We've got some of the worst crossing I've ever seen in my life, except for Reece James. I've got to say that because Reece James is the only real exception. And the fact that Lampard as well, he's just come out in the press conference, said that Reece James is actually fit for the Arsenal game. We were worried they wouldn't make it for this game either. That's a big help for us because when it comes to putting balls in, unmatched in this Chelsea side, and even for his age. And it's a sign for how much this guy can develop. Out of everyone in our youth system, I think Reece James is the one with the highest ceiling by a mile.
It's been a strange, like you said, strange season for you guys because, if anything, it's been away from home. Up until, the Newcastle game. But it's been away from home that you've been doing a lot of your damage, hasn't it?
Yeah, and Stamford Bridge used to be a fortress.
You've had weird performances at home, haven't you?
Honestly, this was the thing. Before the Newcastle game, I checked the stats. If we would have beaten Bournemouth at home, Southampton at home, and West Ham at home, we would be second right now. Before the Newcastle game. But that's been our problem.
You lost to Southampton, to Bournemouth.
And West Ham.
West Ham at home.
Yeah, I think we've won our last 2 home games now, which is good at least. But before that, I think we won Nottingham Forest and Burnley. But we'll take what we can get at this point, I can't lie. But before that, we won like 1 in our last 5.
So why have you been so bad at home?
I think it's a bit of complacency, I can't lie. And also because we struggle to break down teams. When it comes to top 6 sides, granted they're better than them, but they're not just focusing on being defensive, they're focusing on trying to test us as well. You're facing these teams lower down the league, we just struggle to break them down. It's because our midfield's amazing, but they don't have anything in the final third. They're brilliant at bringing the ball forward. Jorginho's a brilliant passer. When it comes to the final third, they ain't got... none of them are going to hit a shot. None of them do. The
like
only
us.
midfielder that would is probably Loftus-Cheek, and he's been out for ages now. We're still waiting for him to come back. And going forward, just lack a bit of bite about us, really, if I'm being honest. That's been the main issue. It's just been going forward, because we create chances. I'm not going to say we don't. We create a lot of chances, just we don't do anything with them. And Newcastle's 90 minutes of putting the ball everywhere but in the net.
Well, I mean, obviously the Arsenal game, when we come to play you guys on Tuesday night, we're going to be missing our main man, which is a massive blow for us.
Thank God.
No Aubameyang. Although one player that seems to be kind of stepping up is Pepe. And I think Pepe is a player that can worry your defence.
How's he been in the last couple of weeks? Has he had a slow start?
He's been good. Pepe is... what we couldn't understand as Arsenal fans was why he wasn't being played earlier on in the season by Unai Emery. He's being played now, and he's a very dangerous player because he's very direct. He's great at running with the ball, and he can score. And I think we're gonna need someone.
How many goals he had this season?
I'm not sure of how many goals he's scored, but he's scored a few, but it's not been loads. But a lot as he hasn't been playing. But he's a dangerous player. He can create. He's got great delivery from corners. The other player that may surprise you guys a lot is Martinelli.
I thought you were going to say Lacazette for a second. This guy's had hella stick the last couple of weeks.
Lacazette's not been firing recently. He's still a great player, but he's not been firing. But I think Martinelli as well is a player that you guys are going to have to worry about because he's a very, very good player.
I don't want to underestimate him. I'm not going to say he's just some washed-up 19-year-old. I know that he's done bits for you. 18-year-old. Yeah. He's done bits for you this season. I ain't going to say
straight from pre-season, I saw this guy playing. I remember we bought him. I didn't know who he was. Saw him in pre-season. I was like, hey, this kid's got talent. But, pre-season, you're thinking he's just going to go into the under-23s. He's been excellent. And I think he's going to be the main guy we're going to be looking for to, step in for Aubameyang. And he did that on Saturday. He got the goal against Sheffield United. All right, it was a draw, but he scored. He was on the score sheet. And I think he could be a dangerous player in that game.
Here's the thing. The only thing that worries me, and even with Aubameyang being out, is your attack. Because your defence, I'm not going to, we can put goals past your defence. If you lot keep a clean sheet against us, I'm going to be so pissed off. You can have that on camera and everything because your defence is terrible. Both our defences have issues, but we should really be putting goals past your defence. Your attack, on the other hand, even without Aubameyang, you got a great attack. Pepe, Lacazette ain't been firing, but even when he was at Lyon, I wanted him at Chelsea for years. And Martinelli's had a pretty good run with you guys this season. He's
could see Eddie Nketiah, of course, former Chelsea player,
another
coming
youth
onto the
player
pitch
that could score against us. But Martinelli's the one that
let me ask
you
your defence. What's your defence? Because Rudiger, would it be Christensen?
I think Lampard's been preferring Rudiger and Christensen more over the last couple of games. I think they're a pretty good partnership, but if I was playing on the Saturday, I could see more rotation. I want to see Tomori start. Tomori is a baller in defence. Him, we could probably see Tomori and Zuma start if he wants to go full rotation. Both of them have their strengths. Both of them also have their flaws as well. We do defensively. There's always one or two flaws per game with us, but
your
they're
keeper,
both growing.
He should have saved that on Saturday.
He should have saved that, and I know I'm holding it because I've had this argument with Kepa v Leno for years. I'm still standing with Kepa, but Kepa's had a rough season.
Leno.
After the last game.
Yeah.
What happened the last game?
That's true. You know what? That's the after that game, no one was having a go at Leno on the Arsenal side because he's made so many brilliant saves. So we just put that one down to, it's one of them. It's just everybody makes mistakes.
I will say that was very satisfying. That suited my agenda
for you.
Mad.
But Kepa's made a lot of mistakes, man. And that one on Saturday, I thought he should have got that.
Kepa's had a rough season. I'm not even going to try and sugarcoat it. Kepa's had a rough season. Last season he was amazing. This season, God knows what's happened. The guy lacks a lot of authority in the box.
Isn't he? Young.
I'm not throwing him away or nothing like that. Kepa's I still think he's got a lot of good years left in him.
Yeah.
But this season, man, it just lacks authority. That's the main problem. Lacks authority, and I think just needs a stronger hand to it. I remember the first game we played you under Sarri. And we beat you 3-2 in that Mkhitaryan first goal. And he got a hand to it, but still managed to go in the net. And I was saying, that's something that he needs to improve on. And now it's just something that keeps starting to show again and again. It improved a lot last season, but we're regressing a little bit.
Okay, right, let's get into predictions. Let you go first. Seeing as we're playing at your gaff?
3-1. 3-1. 3-1. Yeah, 3-1. Only because we're at home and there's a top 6 side. I'm thinking it's about time we fucking turn up against somebody. What about you? What are you saying? You ain't won at the Bridge since 2011, though. I want to remind you of that.
I was there. It has been a long time. But these things always have to be turned around sometime, right? And a lot of times it's that unlikely time. You know what I mean? People look at it and think, oh, Noah Aubameyang adding...
What, you about to say Martinelli masterclass?
The game going to be for Martinelli, man. I said to myself it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Arsenal.
2-1 win to Arsenal?
I think Martinelli's going to be the star of the show.
You going Martinelli double then? We're going Martinelli double then?
Maybe not necessarily a double. I just think Martinelli's going to have a big impact on that game. Maybe Pepe as well. I think it's going to be a very tough game, very difficult game. We've got to try and shut you down in midfield. Really do. It's important that Torreira. When we played you last time, we didn't have Torreira and Xhaka. I'm hoping we'll have those two back in the frame. I'm hoping that Kolasinac will be fit again for the game. And I hope that we just go out into that game and we're really intense. And I think if we do that, you know, we've got a bit of a break after this, you know, FA Cup, not until the Monday. Let's just go for it, go really intense and see what we can do. But I don't know, something inside of me is saying 2-1 Arsenal.
The only reason why I'm so confident with Chelsea is because I've seen this interview with Tammy Abraham just before I came here, and he said we need to make a statement against Arsenal.
Tammy Abraham saying that he's going to take his anger out on
Exactly.
On
He's already put it out there, so now I want to see it tomorrow.
Yeah, well, sometimes when you make them statements, you know what I mean, that can work against you as well.
It can work against you, but it's a Chelsea thing. It ain't happened yet.
Okay, well, it's a big game taking place on Tuesday, 8:15 kickoff, isn't it?
8:15. Okay, nice. I get more sleep.
Right, so big game at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea versus Arsenal. Massive game for us. I mean, I think every Arsenal fan knows the top 4 is gone, but if we are to harbour any chance whatsoever of getting into the top 4, it has to be a win. A draw's not good enough. We're the draw specialists at the moment. We've been drawing far too many games. But listen, Mikel Arteta, this would be major for him if he could go there. And it's 2 young managers, isn't it? 2 young managers, Mikel Arteta, Frank Lampard, both of them learning their trade. So it should be a really, really good game. Let's hope Arsenal could get a win. Don't forget to check out Lewis and Sophie and the guys over there on Blues Fans TV. And look forward to the game. See you at the Bridge.
I'll see you around.